Hello, everybody. How y'all doing tonight? I want to welcome Chuck Middleton, Sergio, Better Than Gold, the
Hello.
Wilson
Hey.
to the show.
Hey everyone.
Hello.
Hello, everyone. Good to
Hey,
see you.
everyone. Yep. Good to be here.
Yeah. So, the people that don't know who Dub is my best friend. He's sitting right next to me, but we are on one computer, so we can't have both avatars. So we just use mine, and I just put his name, on the same avatar. But yeah. So welcome everybody. I'm so glad everybody's here tonight. Hi Cormac. Hi Wounded. Hi hopefully Devoted. Let's see who else is here. Dale was popped in earlier. I don't know if he's still back. Um, but Stupid, Awake. Good to see all of you guys. Um, right now, Dove, if you can just hold off for a little bit. We do have a show planned for tonight. Um, and I'm just going to kind of go over some things. It's been a really rough week for me. So I'm just going to kind of give you guys a little bit of lowdown, what's been going on. It's probably been the longest week of my life. Um, that's what it feels like anyway. But I just wanted to say welcome to the show, and I'm just going to give you a brief download of what's happened recently. Um, I, as a matter of fact, right after the show last week, I started not feeling very well. So, hi Trina, good to see you. Darcy, welcome, welcome. Um, so started not feeling very well. That had a big, huge headache. Started getting chills, body aches. And I ended up not working all last week. Was not feeling well at all. First time probably in 30 years did I feel that bad. Still not over it. Still don't know what's going on. I'm a lot better. But then my best friend Dub started not feeling well. But then he started really not feeling well. Um, his blood pressure dropped to basically nothing. He's passed out on me, blacked out twice, and scared the crap out of me. Um, but anyway, it's been a really, really, really rough week. Trying to get him to stay out of the hospital. We don't want to get him there. If anybody understands the reason why that is because he is elderly. He is 82 years old. And if he happens to go into the hospital, you know that they're going to want him to test. And chances are we don't want to risk them coming up with a positive test. And if they do, it's a whole nother ball game. So that is our whole goal, is trying to keep him out of the hospital. So it's been a rough week. We do want to thank Sergio. Sergio and his wife have been very helpful in this whole transition. His wife is a nurse, and she uh, really helped guide us, and they sent us some supplies and stuff like that to help Dub out a little bit. Um, and so I just wanted to say thank you. Very much, Sergio, for all of your help, and uh, Noreen, tell her thank you very much. We love you guys very much, and we really do appreciate it.
Really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Absolutely. She's right here listening too, so
Help a lot.
um our pleasure.
Okay.
But so yeah, I just wanted to say thank you so much, and I did um, I did ask for a lot of prayers on a post, and I believe the prayers were answered. So anyway, right now he's still way not out of the woods, but we're working on him, and so it's been probably one of my hardest weeks. Longest weeks anyway. But yeah. So anyway, I just wanted to give you guys the lowdown on that and let you know that I'm still not feeling well, but I want to have a good show tonight. I just wanted to give you the lowdown, let you guys know what's going on. Dub might not be here the whole live, depending. He's been real tired. Like I said, his blood pressure is not normal, so it's very low, um, lower than normal. So he, doesn't feel like being up all the time. We're going to try to get him to a primary care just to get some blood tests going and seeing what we can find out. Other than that, we're going to just try to do whatever we can to keep him out of the hospital. But anyway, with that being said, I know that, so I'm very thankful to have Chuck and Sergio, both Better Than Gold, and Chuck Middleton on my show, along with my best friend Dub Wilkinson. And I'm so very grateful and thankful that everybody that is here, that you guys are here. Hello, Rita. Hello, Horizontal. Hi, Ann. Good to see you. KK, love you, brother. Good to see you there. See for Trina. Stupid. Everybody, I'm so glad that you guys are here. Cormac, Awake. Ann, I don't know. I don't want to miss anybody if I say your name 5 times. Hi, little one. Good to see you. So anyway, I'm so glad to see everybody here. We're going to try to have a decent night. We're going to talk a little. We're going to get spaced out on space. And Sergio's going to help. He's been downloading some documents that he's going to go over to prove the Earth is flat. And I do have a few videos, though. I do have them pinned up. Kind of like a little bit of entertainment to see what you guys think about it.
Kind of like a commercial break.
That's right. And I know Sergio's still working on all that. So, how you doing, Chuck?
Not too bad.
Not too bad.
Yeah.
You had a long week, also.
Yeah. I went on a different account where I had to train to learn something new, and just kind of out of my comfort zone a little bit.
Right. Well, and never know unless you try, right?
Yeah. What I had to do was I had to. You all guys all know that I drive a truck, but I had never hauled wood chips. It's those big trailers where they put like wood chips for recycling, and I had to pull those, and those things weigh. Just the load itself was 90,000 pounds, and you have to back it up to a lift. I didn't send you that video, did I, Michelle? I sent it to Sergio, but you back it up to this lift, and you have to get everything out of your truck that would fall, and it tilts your truck like way up high, almost a 90-degree angle to dump all the chips out, and it's pretty wild. I'll have to share that video with you sometime. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. So I see somewhere in the chat that Horizontal says plane crash in Nepal, left plane debris. Yep, that is one of. As a matter of fact, since that was the first one, since somebody said it, I'm going to go ahead and play that video that I already have pinned up.
Oh wow.
So, it's the report that I've got is from CNN. Good old CNN, we love you. Yeah. You know me. What's my name say up here? Fake until proven real.
Absolutely.
So,
and that applies to our great plane crash in Nepal.
That's right.
I haven't heard of this one.
Yeah, so I'm gonna. Yeah, it just
It's just fresh out.
Yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and. Weird.
Hey, Angie's in here now. Angie Walker. I don't know if I did say hi to everyone, but Wounded Dub, Cormac, Little One, Rita, Horizontal, everyone, and I can't see the rest. And Rita, I think I said that.
All right. Hi, Ange. How are you? Good to see you. Let me pull up my chat. There we go. Um, let's see here. I'm sorry. I'm reading the. So we got quite a few people in here that do not have. I know Ellen. Wait, get over here.
31.
Wow.
We got a lot of people in here.
Hey,
Wait.
Sandy, we need to get 33 in here since we're doing the fake news.
Yeah, that's the news we're doing tonight. So 33 will do it.
What's going on here? It's not letting me.
Oh, by the way, I got a warning on my video that I shared to the backup channel this morning. They removed it, the one about the eye of the Pfizer. And the crazy thing is the channel I got it from, Lincoln Karam, it's still up and running on his channel. And the guy that he got it from, it's still up and running on his channel. So I guess, yeah, they just wanted to take it off mine for some reason.
That's because they're paying attention to
Oh
you.
yeah, I've been struck and
Yeah, but we talk about the same thing these other channels talk about. We get struck and they don't. It's crazy.
yeah. Yep. Hi yo, good to see you.
Hey,
And
what's up?
yeah, good to see
32. We need one more.
you. Yep. All right. So can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Why is it looking like that? It's kind of weird. I guess StreamYard's gone different, so this is so weird. Oh wait, let me go back here. First of all, put it full screen. There we go. All right. Where'd it go? Oh my gosh, I'm trying to. This is something new. There we go. There we go. Let's see. See if it looks better now. Oh my gosh, what is it doing? How come it's? Yeah, it's something new.
Full screen or something.
Yeah, I don't know why it's not going full screen. Oh, because I'm not. Wait, hold on. Oh, I'm kidding. There we go. I just don't understand why it's not full screen.
Shy Mellow, it's good to see you in here. She needs a wrench. She's new over to your channel.
Okay. Whoops. Whoops.
33, look, the magic number.
Yay! I'm just kidding. All right, you got a wrench. All right, let's see here. Okay, let's go ahead and play this. This is the
Roll it.
playing. Let's roll it.
Newsroom, I'm Jim Acosta in Washington, and we begin with tragedy in Nepal. At least 68 people are dead in the country's worst plane crash in 30 years. Search and rescue teams were at the site and will be back there at daylight on Monday. 4 people are still unaccounted for, and now the search for answers begins. This is apparently just moments before the crash. Take a look at this. The plane rolling on its side while flying low over a populated area, and then this.
Okay, so number one thing when I look at stuff, and I'll let the video play, but I have to tell you this: every time something is fake, they pan away. Okay, so why are you going to have your camera on the whole thing, and then you're going to all of a sudden put your camera down to the ground?
Great point. Great point. Look at that. We're seeing the cement wall or the
Yeah,
concrete wall. Give
yeah.
me a break.
So every time something's fake, if they don't want you to see it, or show it, they pan away real quick and turn it somewhere else, or they, whatever. But they pan. The only video they have of this plane is they're here. They are watching it now. If you're sitting there watching a plane and it looks like it's going to crash, are you going to point your camera down to the wall?
That's the Masonic bricks. Masonry brick
go.
wall.
And they tell us that we see the plane roll over on its side, and we don't. They pan away from it. And I think if a close examination would show that plane is not even moving anyway. It's just a picture up there. and then make it appear like it's flying in the air. And you got to pay attention to the really, really sharp video work.
Okay, let's roll it. Yeah, that's what you're going to do, right?
Is following the story as she joins me now. Vedika, that video shows some really unusual movements by the plane just before it crashed.
Look at the time,
what
13.
more are you learning?
Yep.
Quite a rare video there, isn't it, Jim? You barely see such videos just before a plane crash, but that was caught on camera. We believe that is just moments before the plane crash. Now, according to officials, 68 bodies have been recovered, 4 are yet to be recovered, and search efforts have stopped for the day, and they will resume Monday morning local time.
Now, I'll point some of these things out. Okay, the worst one they've seen in 30 years. Sure, pal. So anyway, yeah.
In Nepal, the Prime Minister has ordered a probe in Nepal.
They look real hard, working hard, trying to get this all taken care of, don't they?
And a probe report is expected in the next 45 days. Now, officials don't know why this plane crashed, but what we do know is that most of the people on that plane were from Nepal. There were about 15.
And do you think they're going to have all that many people just sitting there?
Foreign nationals on the plane as well. What we also know is that this plane took off at about 10:30 local time in Nepal Sunday morning, and about 18 minutes into its flight path, it lost contact with the Pokhara airport where it was about to land and fell into a gorge. Now, it's been very difficult for search and rescue efforts. The first responders have been trying to ensure that they recover as many bodies as possible, but it's a treacherous terrain. And most of the plane crashes that we know that happen in this Himalayan nation are due to inclement weather and the treacherous terrain. We are yet to understand what really went wrong here. There's a day of mourning that's been announced Monday in Nepal, and Yeti Airlines will also not be flying any planes tomorrow. They are mourning the death of at least 68 passengers who were on board that plane, Jim.
All right, Vedika Sood, thank you very much for that update. We'll stay on top of it. Appreciate your time. Thanks so much.
So he's gonna, he's gonna ask some really serious questions, because let's see what he asks.
And joining me now is CNN transportation analyst
expert
Mary Schiavo, who was the Inspector General at the U.S. Department of Transportation. Mary, I want to play this video again that apparently showed the plane right before it crashed. Obviously, this is a problem. What stands out to you in this video?
Well, two things. First of all, it does look like a classic stall where you lose aerodynamic lift over your wings. The nose goes
looks like
up,
a brick wall.
be traveling very slowly, and then the left wing falls down.
Yep.
That's a classic stall. But we also saw this in a crash that CNN covered way back in 2015. I think it was called TransAsia.
TransAsia.
And in that case, they had one of the engines was shut down, and so they weren't getting asymmetric lift. But it does appear to be a stall in that particular footage that we can see in those airframes.
And what do you think investigators are going to be looking at? We understand that.
What do you think the investigators are going to be looking at? I don't know. I mean, I think that's a really important question.
This is going to start up again.
Someone said that there was a
Monday
Facebook
morning at
Live of
daybreak.
onboard
What
camera
will they be
of it.
looking for?
Well, first and foremost,
Sure, there might be. I don't know. Let's see here. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I haven't seen it.
they're looking for the cockpit voice recorder and the flight data recorder, and they're also looking at the operational history of the airline and the aircraft. They will first and foremost go to grab the maintenance records to get the downloads of all the maintenance on the plane, the training records of the pilot. Now, there's information on the internet, who knows if it's accurate or not, that it was an experienced captain of 25 years and a first officer of 1 year. That's a kind of unusual pairing, but
right there. Does that look real? Just look at that picture.
It's real.
It's real.
Maybe.
To me, it doesn't look real.
Well, and they're showing us the plane that went in nose first, which is exactly opposite of what they say happened to the plane.
Yeah, I don't know. That doesn't look real to me.
Not necessarily if the first officer was still getting instruction. And also,
Yeah, just look at that.
interestingly, the U.S. Federal Aviation Administration
Yeah, that's.
had just done a
Nah,
review
I'm not buying it.
of Nepal
No.
aviation safety as part
Let
of
me
a
look at that
process.
picture right there. That picture right there. That just doesn't.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Looks kind of like the space shuttle.
Well, if you okay, so I don't know these. Okay, if you look at the tree, the limbs of the tree that are below it,
Hmm.
I don't know. I just, to me, it looks a little bit too perfect for me. And that part is hanging there. Yeah.
So you can see 6 windows and then 6 windows beside it. So be your 66 maybe.
1, 2, 3. Yeah. Could be.
Good spot.
Of course, there's going to be just 6 showing.
U.S. does to evaluate other nations to see if their airlines can fly to the United States.
There's more there.
They weren't done with their evaluation yet, but the Nepal Airlines could not travel to the EU because of a prior International Civil Aviation Organization review of safety, and they weren't able to fly to the EU. So there was a
Now, wouldn't it be black smoke? Or am I wrong?
And the aircraft with fuel involved, yes, it would be very dark,
Very dark or black?
black.
Okay.
lot going on in Nepal, and like I said, there was hope with the FAA evaluation that they could soon be flying other places, but this crash will certainly put a damper on that.
Hey,
And
Dub.
Mary, Nepal is often referred to as one of the riskiest places.
Hey, in your opinion, what's the purpose? Why? I mean, why would they be faking plane crash?
Fair.
Fear, yes, more. Everything seems to have a common theme, and that is you're never safe no matter where you are. You're
Yeah.
never safe.
Yeah, good point.
It's just fear. I mean,
Yeah,
don't go on an airplane if you don't want to die.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I don't know. I have no idea. Or just something for them to make news. Who knows? But I think it's fear porn.
yeah, and I ask that question many times a day: is why did they do this? Because I see so many stories that are just so clearly fake. So you got to keep asking, why would they fake this? Like, you know, but they just keep on and on.
Right. Well, we got the gist of this one.
Yep.
So there you go. There's the plane crash from CNN. Thank you, CNN. We love you.
CNN's always first with the fake stuff.
Oh wait, shh. It's real.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
I forgot.
It's real. So we do. So now we're gonna wait. I got 3 other videos, but I got one more. We're gonna do a follow up. We're gonna do a follow up on that 6-year-old school shooting. The 6-year-old that shot his teacher. So I thought I would show this because we saw this today, and I want you guys to see if you guys if I don't know if everybody's heard about the last live that we covered or last week. Sorry, I'm a little bit out of it. Was about a 6-year-old shooting his teacher. And this is the police chief that did all the reporting, and I want you guys to listen to his words and listen to how serious he is about this whole thing. How he's so proud of his officers for handling it perfectly, and it's so funny how serious. I don't know how this police chief does not laugh through this whole conference, but anyway. So here's a follow-up.
You there? Is everything? Let's make sure I didn't get cut off again.
Huh?
Okay, good. I was just making sure it got quiet. I thought I got booted again. Never mind.
Oh, okay. Well, that's that. You better behave. Just kidding. Just kidding. It's just watch how serious this guy is. It just cracks me up how I can't see how he does not lose it.
Crack up. Yeah.
I mean, because he's acting like this guy they caught the biggest shooter in the world, and it's a 6-year-old. Anyway,
You're still on the plane crash screen.
what?
Yeah, it's still on the plane crash.
See, now StreamYard is. So how does that work?
I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't get it either. So you guys, huh? So then I got a screen.
There you go. Then you went back to the. I see the three of us now.
Right now I have to go back. All right, there we go. Can you see it now? There we go.
Yes, affirmative.
Okay. All right. All right. Sorry about that. What the heck is going on? Hold on. StreamYard has changed
Mm-hmm.
everything. Let me figure this out.
Stupid. Are you serious? That doesn't surprise me. See, California just passed a law where it's legal for a 21-year-old to have sex with a minor.
I wouldn't
Wow.
doubt it.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't doubt it. Nothing surprises me about California. Sorry.
Sorry,
Sergio.
Sergio.
I know.
Sorry, Sergio.
um, let's see here. Okay, so I'm trying to share this. I am sharing this. I've got it on full screen.
There you go, full screen.
All right. Well, see, on my screen, it shows like it's in default view. It's weird. But here we go.
And I was humbled, but I was able to meet with Abigail Zorner. Abigail is a 25-year-old teacher, and she is a trooper. She is a hero. I talked with her, so before I talk today, I'm going to go through the timeline, establish that a little bit for you, talk about our officer response, what happened while we were there, and where we're at in our investigation. But please remember that we are only 3 days into this, that there's a lot of things that still need to happen. And I'll talk about that as we go forward. But there are some questions that we will not be able to answer because of where we're at with this investigation. When I met with Abigail's family on Saturday,
The investigation is over. Okay, the kid is in custody. There was one shooter. He shot one time, and he shot a teacher. This is all supposedly. Okay,
all wrapped up.
all
said
wrapped
and
up.
done.
Just one shooter, one victim. Victims in the hospital, shooters in jail, and but they've got to investigate this.
You got a 6-year-old in jail?
Well, he's in
Yeah,
he's in a hospital now.
Okay.
But yeah, they did take him to custody. They said. So I'm sure he was walking around.
Would the handcuffs fit?
Probably.
Sure, they got all different sizes. I'm just kidding. Oh.
and they took me up to her room. She asked me, first question, do Do you know how my students are?
Are you crying? Look, he's going to tear up. How are my students? You know, she got shot in the chest and through the hand and through the chest, and that's the first thing she asked. And, you know, of course, he went and visited her, and, you know, they're good old pals now, and she's a hero.
She was worried about them. And then today, when I went back to share with her that we were going to hold this press conference today, she again asked me, do you know how my students are? And that touched me, her family and her mother. Abigail wanted me to tell you all, but primarily her students and her parents of her students, that she is in stable condition and that she is thankful for the thoughts and prayers that have gone out to her, to people that have reached out, not only here locally, across our state and across our nation.
He's got a green ribbon on, and I kind of think that I know what that means. I think they're Newport News strong. It's like,
There you go.
yeah.
She is very, very appreciative of the support that she's getting and continues to get. So I just want to establish with you a brief timeline. Last Friday at Rich Neck Elementary School on January the 6th, at 1:59, a call came in advised that a teacher had been shot, and there was no other information that came forward. Officers were dispatched at 2:00 p.m. Personnel to Rich Neck Elementary. And anytime we have a situation where there is a shooter or the believed a possible active shooter, officers are going to come from all over. So there were officers from different areas there. At 2:04, 2 sheriff deputies arrived at the school and entered the classroom where the shooting took place. We'll talk a little bit shortly here. There was not an active shooter going on throughout the school. Everything happened in one classroom. 2 sheriff deputies entered at 2:04, and about 8 to 10 seconds behind them, 2 officers entered. When they entered the room, they found a 6-year-old child that was being physically restrained by a school employee.
I'm sorry. Oh. Anyway.
The green ribbon is for Mental Health Month.
Oh, is it?
What Shai said. Yeah, that makes sense. They're pushing that.
Okay, yeah, they're always pushing that.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you for justifying that.
Child became a little combative, actually struck the school employee that was restrained.
Oh my
A
gosh.
combative 6-year-old. He had a temper tantrum is what it was.
He was like, let me go.
him, and officers then took control of him and escorted him out of the building.
Thank goodness for those officers.
Absolutely, they did a great
They're
job.
heroes because it was real.
Placed him in a police car with an officer inside and outside that vehicle.
So how can this guy with a straight face,
I don't know.
they act like this guy was like a serial killer? They had a
Got
police
it.
officer inside the car and one outside the car,
Outside the car.
so they could
Got it.
guard this
They got it
this
guarded.
suspect.
Yes.
Let me make a point real quick about this whole incident.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you go somewhere like Chicago. I mean, there's an average of 150 to 100 homicides every single weekend, but yet one teacher gets shot, and she didn't even die, right?
No, she's
Yeah,
good.
and that this whole production, it's like they don't care. They pick and choose, which ones they focus on.
Well, and we now know how he got the gun. I'm sure everybody was just on the edge of their seat trying to figure out. I thought that when he was on the way to school that day that he told his mom, could we stop at the gun, store on the way there? Could you please buy me a gun? I have some business I got to take care of at school. I was just thinking that's how it all played out, but that's not the case. But anyway, I digress.
Hey,
Once
they
that
just
had occurred, there was a systematic.
one more thing. They just passed a bunch of gun laws. They actually made where if you own a pistol that has a brace, like a lot of times elderly people, they put like a brace to stay. It's called a stabilizing brace, and there's literally millions of those out there. Now, if you own that, you become a felon. And they also changed the classification to certain firearms, like a revolver is now semi-automatic. So all of this stuff has to do with, this kid, the 6-year-old. What they're going to do is it's going to go to back to the gun control. People that have guns and have children, there's going to be new restrictions and new laws so we can keep the firearms out of other
Home.
people's hands. You see where it's going with it?
Right.
I mean, they're going to pass more red tag laws or whatever they're called.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Evacuation of rooms and hallways for safety. So we still weren't sure exactly what all we had at that point.
Okay, so why weren't you sure? You knew there was one shooter, one victim, one shot, one and one. That would be 3. But you had to clear out every room, every classroom, and you were like, okay, is there any more 6-year-olds in here? We're clearing the room. Clear, no more here. I mean, think about this. Think about what he's saying. It's so funny, and that's this guy keeps a straight face, like they're dealing with a serial killer. I swear.
Well,
Yeah.
how would a
On the
6-year-old
timeline, I want to go back.
bring it
Huh?
into the school? How would the 6-year-old get it into the classroom? I mean, when he was jumping off the bus, was that like
Well,
a gun?
he
I
had,
mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, how little his pants and jeans are, and
he
I
had his
don't know.
backpack. They have backpacks,
Yeah.
and it was a Taurus. It was 9mm.
Oh, so they did say that's what it was.
Yep,
Yeah.
it was a Taurus
Okay.
9mm, a TP. Yep. So,
Hey guys, I'm listening really quick.
whoa, that was loud. What?
Too loud? Is
Yeah, like unbearably.
that better?
Let me see if I can fix your audio.
Just back away from the mic a little bit, Sergio. Try that.
Just back away.
When I talk to Chuck, he says he can't hear me. And now he tells you to back away.
Now. I'm just kidding.
All right, is that better?
Yes, yeah, that's right.
That's better?
Yeah.
hmm
Okay.
I'm sure
Mute that
everybody
over
knows
there.
you too. I'm kidding. Now, what were you saying?
What I was saying really, I just wanted to add really quick, is that when I was in school, I remember that someone snuck in a water gun or some kind of pistol gun, and a plastic one. I mean, and maybe at least twice, and they got in trouble and they got caught. Why did they get caught? Because when a child brings that to school, they want to show it off immediately. Hey, look what I got! Look what I got!
Good point.
You
Good
know.
point. Yeah.
Yeah, and this happened before school even started. So they would get caught, in the play yard or wherever they were waiting for the teacher in line. Just thinking about this, the gun's going to weigh a lot. 9mm. That's no matter what, it's going to weigh more than a plastic gun.
Can you
And
imagine?
they're going to show their friends.
Right, but can you imagine a 6-year-old holding a 9? I mean, that was my very first gun was the Taurus, and it was a 9mm. But I can't imagine a 6. Well, we all know, but we can't. Can you imagine a 6-year-old holding that gun and shooting it and being able to handle it
and being accurate with it?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I just, but they can say anything they want. See, like they're souping it up here. They didn't show anything. Of course, they didn't show anything. They're saying they have surveillance and all this kind of stuff because it was real. But I'm just saying. But this guy here, I'm telling you, just the way he's so serious about everything, you guys, it cracks me up. But anyway, let's continue on.
Back and talk about the other response. As we said, at 2:04, deputies and officers responded. At 2:06, medics arrived at the school. At 2:07, the medics were cleared by officers to enter the building, that room was safe, or that we had someone had been injured. At 2:09, they made contact with Abigail. And at 2:11, she was transported to a local hospital where she's currently undergoing.
So how quick is that? I mean, they made it in the school and out the school, transporting her within 2 minutes.
Wow.
They were really good.
I guess they didn't want to take another hour or so to enter the school. I don't know.
Treatment. And again, if I didn't state earlier, she is still listed in stable condition. And I had a good conversation with her today.
Well, we're so
We
glad.
talked a little bit about when the officers arrived. The young man was taken into custody and escorted out of the building. And officers responded then and began to put a plan together quickly to evacuate the hallways, the classrooms in a systematic order. But remember, we're dealing with elementary kids, right?
Yeah, that's a hard thing to do.
Now, I will tell you, I was touched by the way that those officers interacted with those kids as they moved them from the hallway to the gymnasium.
No way.
Faculty and staff there, and I'm not just talking about teachers. It was heroic, the way I saw them take
Heroic.
care of those young people. Officers and faculty members took the students into the gymnasium. That's where they would stay until they were reunited with their family. The individuals that were in the classroom were taken to the library, where they were held there, kept there with detectives, a couple of teachers, and eventually some school counselors. When they arrived, we escorted them safely to that area as we continued to clear the building so that they could be, the professionals could be with our young people, students.
So they had to clear the whole building because they had to make sure that he was the Lone Ranger. I'm like, I mean, come on, people, think about that.
Yeah, one shot in one classroom by a 6-year-old, and they gotta clear the building. So
Hey,
crazy.
too, look, it's a News Channel 6 and a 6-year-old. So just say,
We talked about detectives and counselors that were escorted there to make sure that we had professionals with the individuals that had been in that room. Once the building was safe, forensics entered the classroom and processed the crime scene. I want to share with you what we recovered there. One spent shell casing, a backpack, a cell phone, and a 9mm Taurus firearm was recovered. The firearm
a
was recovered
6-year-old
close
with a
to the student's desk.
9mm and a cell phone.
Yeah. And a backpack. Let's back that up because I just want to hear that one more time. This is the contents.
There. One spent shell casing, a backpack, a cell phone, and a 9mm Taurus firearm was recovered. The firearm was recovered close to the student's desk where the shooting occurred.
Did he have cigarettes too?
I'm sure he did, but they didn't say the contents of the backpack. Just kidding.
And he
This is Zorner.
straight face through
Yeah,
the whole
I
thing.
mean, this is like,
Serious.
this is the contents. You know,
No
they're
shame.
still under investigation, but they found one shell casing, one cell phone, one gun, and one backpack. Just kidding. So dumb.
Zorner was providing class instruction. The 6-year-old child displayed a firearm, pointed it at her, and fired one round. There was no physical struggle or fight. She was providing instruction to her class. There was one round fired. Abigail took a defensive position, and what I'm sharing with you is because she has allowed me to share it. She took a defensive position where she raised her hand. The round went through her hand, exited the rear of her hand, and into her upper chest. And that's as far as I'm going to go with that. I'm not a physician, and the complications there, but
You don't really have to go any further than that. We kind of understand there.
Yeah.
that was the injury. She leaned back and took that round.
But she wasn't done yet. Here we
No,
go.
No.
She was a hero.
She's just getting started.
It was real.
She suffered a gunshot wound, but she was still able to get all of her students out of that classroom.
Yeah, of course.
From the video surveillance we have of the hallway, you can see the students running out of that classroom across the hall into, and I'm estimating about 17 to 20 students out of that classroom across all into other classrooms. Mrs. Warner was the last person to leave that
Look, he's going to act like he's going to cry too.
class. She made a right turn and started down the hallway, and then she stopped. And she turned around. She turned around to make sure that every one of those students was safe.
He needs to go back and look at Obama talking about Sandy Hook when he rubs the pepper in his eye. That's what he needs to do.
Yeah. But look how serious this guy is. How can he hold a straight face?
I don't know.
But look at him.
She made her way down to the administration office. We would later find out that she was given first aid as dispatchers talked to individuals who had made phone calls, and they took care of her through communications until the paramedics got with her. Several faculty members were interviewed at the scene. Others, there will be follow-up interviews. There will be follow-up interviews with Abigail. The students that were there, we will work with child psychologists who are trained to interview children.
So what are they going to do? They're going to go, okay, so what'd you see? All right. So when you were in the classroom, what were you feeling? Did you want to stop them? What were you feeling at the time? I mean,
I heard one loud bang.
Were you scared? Were you scared?
What was your experience? I heard a loud bang.
It sounded like pop, 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 pop. Oh, it was just one pop.
Yeah.
Hey, look at Stupid's comment. That's pretty funny. He says, "I can't wait to watch the kid on trial on CNN."
Oh
be like the Alex Jones, Sandy Hook here.
Tell us how you did it, kid, and why. Why did you have to kill the teacher? I'm just kidding. How did she piss you off? I'm just kidding. This is what I was telling Dub earlier, okay? And I just want to give everybody a picture. I want to know the motive. Because I told Dub, I said, you know what? A lot of teachers nowadays should be shot.
She put him in timeout. That's the motive.
Or she tried to do story time with him with a transvestite.
Tranny story time. Yep.
He was probably like going, "Look here, bitch. I identify as a male. And that's it. Now you're gonna die." I'm just kidding. I'm just saying, and I'm sorry I cussed or whatever, but I'm just like, Dub likes that. But anyway,
yeah.
I'm just thinking, some of these teachers probably deserve a little bit of kickback. just saying. So why didn't they ask him? Well, what really made you angry? That could have been. He's like, I don't want to see no guy in a dress. I don't.
Did the kid even confess?
Don't call me he or they or not or they or them. They or them.
And every other event of a shooting or anything, the first thing they talk about is we got to find the motive. There's
no motive here, but they do know that it was intentional.
Do it? But
the kid was a flat earther.
In this one, they don't mention why the kid did it or anything. Just he shot his teacher with a 9mm.
Shay says it will be interesting to see if he was on medication. I'm going to just say that the kid does not exist.
I'm going to agree with that one.
They've got him in a mental institution right now. He's in a hospital. That this is the narrative. I'm not saying that he's there. I'm saying this is what they're saying. He's going to speak. He's going to let us know all this. But so he's in a psych ward right now as a 6-year-old, supposedly. I'm always doing the quotation marks. You guys can't see it, but I'm doing them. All right, here we go.
We'll work with them. We want to talk about what they saw in their accounts. Now, once I arrived, myself and other officers, I got a quick brief assessment of the situation, what we had, and I wanted to get out as quick as we could to our community and our parents, right, that we did not have an active situation, the individual was in custody, and that there was no longer threat.
Did you explain to the parents that it was a 6-year-old? If you would have probably said it's a 6-year-old, they would have been like, oh, okay. They wouldn't have, seriously.
I tried to explain a little bit about how children were being moved to the gymnasium. We'll work with our school board members and faculty and staff there, our sheriff deputies, that came all together, and we had a systematic process of releasing the child to their parent. They were identified, and we got them back together. You can imagine there was some frustration by parents wanting their children back, and I can understand that. Myself and the mayor worked the line as parents lined up, calming them down, reassuring that their students were okay. But you saw tears and frustration, anxiety, and I appreciate that, sir. Because in those situations, what we have to do is try to keep people calm because they're just unsure of what they had. And as we reunited, as I saw school employees walking students and officers walking students back to their families, I saw tears and smiles on both sides.
Oh my gosh.
And the biggest lie of all that was that there was school board members helping the little kiddies.
Yeah.
That is
When do you see school board members at the school at the time that school's in progress? Do you ever see them physically at the school?
never ever
You basically never see them
right.
because they're
Wow.
They
always
hide.
they're part of the school board. So anyway, that's a little bit far-fetched.
Just a bit.
Almost
Just a bit.
that,
But
that
I
moment
digress.
I digress.
of seeing our fire department, sheriff's department, police officers, school board members, school officials working together to reunite those children and loved ones, and the care that they took for those young people. It was amazing.
It was amazing. I mean, look how serious this
I don't
MF
know
is.
how he does it, really.
And I'm calling him an MF because he's an MF because he's a liar. He's a
Oh, big
liar.
time.
Liar.
He's a liar because it was real. I'm just kidding.
Laughing, supporting, holding their hands, talking to them. I saw children in the gym that were making fun of officers and officers making fun of them, just bonding and trying to make that
That's a great bonding.
situation that we're dealing with the best that we could. They remembered how important those young people are from that time of, they may never forget.
Yeah, we know how important you guys all think the kids are. We feel
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
they're coming after our kids. They've been coming after our kids. And they're
Long
still
time.
going to come after the kids. So
Mhm.
we know the kids are not important. You're nothing but a liar. Liar.
The parents of the 6-year-old child
He does have a shiny head, though.
were contacted by the police department and asked them to meet us back at police headquarters. They did so, and at that point is where we interviewed the child and his mother. We determined that the firearm was in the residence where they lived,
No
and
way.
the child had obtained that firearm, placed it in his backpack, and brought it to school.
No way.
Brought to school that day by his mother later that morning. The 6-year-old child brought to school, like we said there, and it was determined we wanted to know about that firearm. It's one of the things that we did in our press conference. There was one of the questions I had. Where did that firearm?
Well, of course you're going to want to know where the firearm came from, you silly. God. It only took you 3 days to tell us. Stupid.
Come from? The firearm was legally purchased by the child's mother out of York County. Detectives. So after we had this information, like I said, this is unprecedented. We're dealing with a 6-year-old. Detectives talked with Human Services and Child Protective Services, our Commonwealth Attorney's Office. I've talked to Mr. Gwynn several times, as late as last night and this afternoon. The Community Service Board, which addresses mental and behavioral health. Due to the age of the child, we made these contacts and conversations to seek guidance on possible services, because none of us have a lot of information dealing with something like this. Based on this conversation, an emergency custody order was initiated by detectives, and the 6-year-old child was transported to a local hospital where he was evaluated.
Mm-hmm.
The CSB, Community Service Board, determined that a temporary detention order would be obtained from a magistrate, and the child is currently receiving treatment at a medical facility.
Wow.
Now, the department will continue to conduct this investigation, which will consist of a lot of follow-up interviews. We want to talk to the individuals that were in that classroom with help of a child psychologist. We want to meet with Human Services or Child Protective Services to see if there's any interaction or any cases that they have with the family or the child.
Yeah, because we trust them.
And we also want to work with
Oh,
Dr.
yeah.
Park and his staff, which have been extremely forthcoming with information of any issues they may have dealing with the child's behavior or any behavioral issues or concerns.
I'm just saying, he might have had a good motive.
And they haven't done that 3 days later. Seemed to me like it wouldn't take that long to.
You know, they took him to a hospital. They evaluated him, but have these ones evaluated him? Have they talked to him and said, "Why were you so angry at your teacher? What made you shoot her? Please tell us." Of course, they haven't got that far because it's only 3 days in. All right.
I'd like to reiterate, I said that night, I just want to reiterate that this shooting
Put right
was
here.
not accidental. It was intentional.
Let's play that again. This was the most telling, and I want you guys to look at his face when he says it. How serious this gentleman is. One more time.
Issues or concerns. I'd like to reiterate, I said that night, I just want to reiterate that this shooting was not accidental. It was intentional.
It was real.
And I believe, and I told her today, I believe that Miss Zorner, Abigail, that she saved lives on Friday.
She sure did. She took a bullet. The only bullet that was aimed at her, she took it.
Yep.
How did she save lives? Because he didn't shoot anybody else, or he didn't try to shoot anybody else, and she didn't jump on top of the little boy to stop him from shooting. So, you know, he was apprehended by some other school staff, you know, like right before the cops got there, supposedly. All she did was take a bullet. One. Yeah. She didn't dodge, or she only had one bullet towards her, and she took it.
And after taking a 9mm in the chest, she orderly got all of her little kiddies out of the classroom so they would be safe. And she didn't care about having a bullet hole in her chest.
But I just want to say this one thing. So there's a big gap between the time the kid shot her and the time that the teacher got all her students out of the room before he was apprehended. What happened in between time? So he shot her and she was like, "Okay, students, let's go. Let's run out the door." I mean, he was still probably holding the gun. I mean, because they would have had, they said there was somebody from the staff that, you know, apprehended him. Were they there instantly? Or how long did it take them to get there once they heard the gunshot? But so she got shot and she was like, "Okay, I'm still good. I'm going to let's go down the hall, run. Oh, run, everybody, run. Keep running." You know, with this little kid with the gun. I mean, I don't understand. There's a gap. There's a gap. That's what I'm talking about. There's a big gap.
I cannot be more impressed with the faculty and staff of the school. I can't be more impressed.
Okay, we're done with this guy.
Man, who cares what he thinks? He's like, I mean, I couldn't be more impressed. I mean, he's a cop. I mean, give me a break.
How does he keep a straight face through that whole thing?
But I just had to show you the aftermath. I'm done with this guy. Yes. I get it. You act like you don't like cops, Chuck. What's wrong? What's wrong with you? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. You don't have to answer that. Anyway, so Sergio. Hello. Hello.
He's here. I think he had to go use the little boys' room, and then he's be back.
Okay, so I need to turn that on. I'm starting to sweat. So what do you guys think about that? It was real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
especially the part about the school board members escorting the kiddies out of the class.
Okay.
That's really believable.
I'm still worried about the gap.
Mm-hmm.
There's a gap between when she got shot and when they apprehended the suspect. Just saying. Uh, I like that. The fake Obama better.
Nah, the fake Obama.
Yeah, that is. That's
It's not the real one. It's the fake one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that a masked Obama or just
CGI.
actual CGI? Okay.
CGI.
Projection.
Yeah.
That's all they know is CGI.
Michelle, how's the audio? Is it too loud? Want me to chill
No,
out?
actually, the audio is a lot better. You
I
were a
don't know
little
what
bit
happened there.
muffled. You were muffled but loud.
Okay.
So, so the whole reason for tonight was, well, basically, we're going to prove, Sergio. I'm going to go ahead and hand it over to you, if you're ready.
Yeah. About.
And
Well,
so
I mean, yes, man.
what you do is you go to present, and I will authorize you to screen share, and we can do our presentation.
All right. Cool. All right. 1 second.
And I wanted to say hello to who's there, and let's see. Let's scroll down. Shy. Let's see. I thought I saw T in here earlier. Welcome, T. Haven't seen you in a long time. Hope you're doing good. Tracy, good to see you, little one. MV, good to see you. Welcome. Let's see. Shay Watson, Yo Laser Beam, Danny Diesel, Doctor, give me the news. I'm just kidding. Sherry, welcome. Let's see, I'm scrolling down. I want to say hello to everybody real quick. If I missed you, Mahu, I don't even know if I'm saying that right.
If anybody has any channel they want to share,
Chris
post it.
Thompson.
Yeah.
Great point, Chuck. Anybody that has a channel that they want exposed, the more truth that we put out, the better. You are more than welcome to drop your channel link in the chat so that we can get more subs and more people to listen to us and spread more truth. I will not get offended whatsoever. I really push for it. So thank you, Chuck, for reminding me to do that. Yeah, put your channel link if you want your channel to get out there. The more truth, the better.
Who's there has a good Instagram page. I don't usually go on there much, but I checked it out earlier. If you want to share your
really?
Instagram, yeah, in the comments.
Go ahead. That's cool.
There
Yeah,
it is.
I'm on Instagram a lot. So
She has a Rumble too.
I'll
Okay.
definitely add you. I'll put mine in the chat too, just because a lot of my stuff is on Instagram, and I'm switching it over, so that's why sometimes you'll see like 5 videos a day, or sometimes nothing, sometimes 1.
Yeah, do it.
Yep.
I hate to say this, but I don't do anything related to Facebook, which Instagram is. So I'm sorry about that, Sergio. But yeah, you're more than welcome to blast it on there. Yeah, the more the merrier.
Okay. That's okay. You don't have to go on there. It's okay.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, just kidding.
You can't make me. Just kidding.
You're missing out, but that's okay. It's okay. No,
yeah.
just kidding.
Yeah.
Okay.
So whenever you're ready for Sergio, you just go ahead and
present.
Yeah. Hit present.
All right.
And
Present away.
Present what?
Right.
I said present away.
Oh, okay.
Now, I want to say something really quick before we start presenting. Is this information not easy to find? I don't even know how people find it. I think it's placed out there by double agents. Um,
Hmm.
a lot of this information I got from Dean Odell, and this is just making me question him. Like some of these PDF files, I don't even know how he obtained them, where he got knowledge of them, and then just going through
Yeah.
them and sifting through them.
I was going to suggest
Anyway,
that about Dean Odell, but I believe
just
that he
saying.
is. Yeah, I wouldn't trust that guy as far as I could throw him. He does have a lot of truth, but just my opinion
Oh, they
on
all
him.
do. They always do. They
Yeah.
always. So I
We
guess
like small channels. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I think Flat Earth Banjo is the last big channel that I'm following. So that's because he puts pictures of his wife and his children. You don't see any of them do that, but still, you never know anyone. But he's
They
cool
could
in
be
my book
fake.
still.
They could be
Yeah.
fake.
Yeah. So I'll present. Just wanted to throw it out there. Let's see.
Obama put his fake children and his fake wife
I
on
was
there.
thinking the same thing when you said that.
Well,
You know,
if Obama could do it, I think anybody else could.
right? And it's not even Obama. Those are not even his children. So imagine
Hey,
the
y'all
real
watch
parents
out.
that actually
I'm
did it.
here. Y'all are talking about me right in front of my face.
Oh, I'm
Right?
sorry, Mr. President.
So let's
I'm just
see.
kidding. Go ahead.
Full screen. That's better, right? Okay. So there's a few of them. You can see there's a few tabs, and then I also have some PDFs that I had to download. This one is going to be from.
Explain to them what this is.
All right, I'm gonna explain it as best as I can. Now
Okay.
this is from the military. Anything that you see with a .mil, there's only one platform that can do that is the military's platform, website, whatever it's called. I don't even know the terminology. So here it is, Army Research Laboratory, or the ARL. Okay. Basically, it's just showing the electromagnetic field or a flat Earth. It literally says it. Why would it say flat Earth? Okay. I don't know what it does. And this is from 2001. This isn't. I know it looks a little dated, but it's just because it's I believe it's like a photocopy upload.
You can turn that off because I can't hear.
You can hear me now? Is that better?
Yeah, no, you're fine. I was talking to Doug. I'm
Oh.
sorry.
Oh, okay. Because I know Chuck says that to me all the time. I'm still trying to find a really good headset. Anyway, so same thing, 2001. Then it gets started. This is what I'm talking about. Look at all this information that you have to read through. It's one paragraph, not a lot, but if you see over here, the little skull, we're barely at the top. Okay. Now, here's where you can see it. It says it right here. In the table of contents, you have introduction. Let's go there, page 1. Now, we don't have to get into all this. It's a lot of reading. So I'm just going to just read just the most important key sentences. It is assumed that
Real quick, quick.
yeah.
Chuck, mute.
What did I do?
No, just mute. Just
Okay. I'll mute it.
mute.
She'll boot you, Chuck.
Don't mess with me, Chuck. I'm just kidding.
So basically, you can already see right here the highlighted area. It says that it's assumed that the transmitting antenna and the target or receiver are located above and near, or but near, the surface of a flat idealized Earth, a flat Earth. Okay, then you go back up to the table of contents, to the figures that they show. They're going to show figures. Figure 6 is comparison of principal fields from ideal dipole-oriented perpendicular and horizontal to a homogeneous flat Earth. And then it says it again. So they're testing for flat Earth. They're testing with flat Earth in perspective. That's what the foundation is for all these testings for the ARL, the Army Research Laboratory. Okay, here's one from NASA. This one's a little dated, 1988. And this one is about the, which one was this one about? Let's see. And then we go to page, let me see. You guys go ahead and talk. Don't leave me out
How
here by
can you
myself.
deny this? You know, it's from the NASA website. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And people still don't get it. It's crazy.
NASA is real.
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 Not a
Yeah.
space agency.
Not a space agency.
But that
So you see what I'm saying? Let's look at all this information that someone has to sift through, and it would take a few years.
You know what that reminds me of is the Affordable Care Act, Obamacare. It was like 10,000 page document.
wow.
I think I highlighted it. 10,000 page. Yeah, that's crazy. Like the bills that they passed recently, the book is.
Mhm.
How do they even come up with that, and how do they write it? It's crazy. BR. What was it? I know it was C.
They bore the people to death and they slip in, like on page
There we go.
666, they'll put their, something where,
Here's
where it
another
really
one
screws the
from
people.
the military. Sorry, Chuck. Here's another one from the military. It says the ARL again, June 2010. That's even newer. What was the other one? 2001. This is 2010. And again, I have no idea what a lot of this is. A lot of this I got from Gene Odell. But it's just really interesting because it still shows their website showing right here. Check it out. Here it comes. Flat Earth. Let's read it. It says, this section summarizes and notates this section summarizes and notates 3 kinds of coordinate systems. Okay, whatever. Maybe I should not highlight that one. This one. The first is the Earth fixed coordinate system, which is fixed to the Earth with a flat Earth assumption. And then here they have the actual coordinates, so they're not just making it up. And this looks a lot like what we show, right? I'll show you what we show. We show this. I have it right on my desktop. I don't know what this is, but there you go. So they're showing that, and we're showing the same thing. It's pretty interesting, right? But and guess what that is? That's biblical right there. So if you can trust flat Earth, the Bible for flat Earth, you can trust it for a lot more things, like geographic locations, genealogy.
Absolutely.
You can trust it for everything else it says, because even the naysayers who don't believe Jesus is Christ, they make account of him, like Josephus and others. But anyway, I'm just letting you know that it's basically the exact same thing. Okay.
Now, how many
Here's
pages?
another
How
one.
many pages was this document?
This one?
Yeah.
Let's just go to the end. I don't know. They're pretty long.
Makes
Some
you
of them are
want.
not that
Makes you
long.
wonder how.
Look at that.
Yeah, it makes you wonder how when Dean Odell came on the scene, how he found all this stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and a lot of these are hidden, like just right there. I mean, they're not just right there for you. You have to go look for them.
Yeah.
With fixed access, northwest. Interesting, huh? Okay, here's another one. Let's see. It says it right here. CD matrix. Okay. Okay. Let's go to NASA. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. Like stuff like this. How do you? Can you guys still see it, Michelle?
Yeah. Yeah. We see it.
Okay.
So we want you to read the parts that show that it's a flat Earth.
Of course.
Because we love you.
There. Let me try to zoom in. Non-rotating Earth, plane level surfaces. This is from NASA, page 13 of the picture.
You can drop the mic after that where it says non-rotating
Yeah,
stationary.
this is
You
by
know what I mean?
NASA. Oh yeah, Georgia Tech. Here's another one. This one clearly says it again. There are
Non-rotating.
several. Yeah.
Well, read
And this,
what you're showing.
okay. Here's what I'm showing right here. It says rigid body equations of motion reference to an arbitrary fixed point. An arbitrary fixed point on the body. Okay. It says there are several approaches that can be used to develop the general equation of motion. Blah 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 blah. In this paper, the rigid body equations of motion over a flat, non-rotating Earth are developed. So they use equations. It says right here, they use equations of motions that are over a flat, non-rotating Earth. Why would they use that if it's a spinning ball? That's the complete opposite. That's in NASA. And here's their equation. So
What's the
your math.
percent of the?
Huh?
Sorry,
I was gonna say, like
I was
anyone
just
that's
gonna
into
say.
math, there's the equation for you. You can check it. What are you saying, Chuck?
What do you think the percentage of the NASA employees are, hoodwinked also? I would believe, I bet it's like 90% of people that
Yeah,
work
yeah.
for NASA don't know, and I think that's what's so brilliant about
I
the way, the enemy works.
I personally, I don't believe anybody walks in the door of NASA and does not know.
Here's what
No.
I believe.
Yeah.
I believe that they have the low level, the blue collar workers, and then they have the white collar, even IT. That would be white collar. They're still not really too sure. They're designing the software for the programs. They never really do anything.
Well, you
But then
gotta
they have these moles that enter in the so-called entry level and go all the way up and make their way so that could be shown as an example, make it all the way to the top. When really that person was a Freemason the whole time, because they're not going to let anyone to the top who doesn't know. They have to know. I think
Right.
only the top know. That's what I believe.
right, but
Sorry. The reason I was going to say that, I'm sorry, Michelle. One thing. The reason I was going to say that is because I know people out here who worked for Northrop, where they made the James Webb telescope, where they actually created it, and even though it doesn't do anything, they physically made these parts for it. Also, people at Virgin Galactic or right here in Lockheed, they make the parts. A good friend of mine, both of his parents are retired from Lockheed. It doesn't mean that they're connected. Like, guaranteed they're not connected.
Let me say one thing about that too, Michelle and Dub. I think you'll agree with this. I believe just take the pyramid, the degrees. The first degree is going to know the least. Then your second degree is going to know a little bit more. Your third degree is going to know more than the first and second degree, and so on. You know what I mean? And once you get to the 33rd degree, that's when you become the enlightened. That's when they let you in on all the secrets. And I think
right,
NASA is the same way.
I agree.
Okay.
I agree too. All right, so here on the screen we have Matt. Oh, sorry, we're gonna say something, Chuck.
Well, somebody said that, yeah, right here, Dave Ward, he's said that Jesus Freak Computer Geek was ex NASA for 10 years. And I'm just my opinion on the guy. I just don't believe that you're going to be ex. I think NASA is the same thing as like the CIA. I think it's a central intelligence type organization, just like Rob Skiba, the big flat earth guy. He even admitted
Oh yeah,
that he used to work for the CIA. Just like Alex Jones said, whenever he goes to a reunion, everybody in there is ex-CIA. You don't become ex-CIA. I mean, it's
No,
just,
yeah.
give me a
you
break.
don't. You're in the club or you're not.
Right.
You don't just say, oh, okay, I'm done. I'm so tired. I'm gonna retire.
Yeah.
I'm gonna like move on and I'm gonna spill the beans whenever I want to.
Yeah.
Okay, well, have a nice retirement, and yeah,
Yeah,
right.
yeah. They're like you're either in it or you're not, and you're
Right.
in it for the long game. If you're
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
not, you're
They're gonna
dead.
take you out. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, you're dead.
There's a
You're
movie
dead.
called Blood In, Blood Out, and it reminds me of that. I mean, it's applied to these, to these hood gangsters in jail and out of jail on the street. No matter what, you're in the game.
Right.
They
You don't just
blood in,
walk
blood out,
out.
no matter what.
You know, that's okay. Let me just say this. I don't believe in whistleblowers.
No,
Right.
Right. It's
I
controlled
never have.
release. Yeah, it's a controlled release.
I never have.
absolutely.
When somebody says, "Oh, there's a whistleblower from the CIA, or from that used to work for HDS, or used to be like part of the government," no,
And they have
That's
some
what there's.
that leaked information.
they're dead. They're dead. They're
Yeah,
dead.
that's
They're
that's what they're saying about Buzz Osborne lately. They're saying, oh, he's so tired of keeping these secrets. That's why he's saying more lately. I
Give
said,
me a
no,
break.
no, no. That's a handed script that he's reading. He's in his old age, and they're still using him.
you're a sellout from the very beginning. You're a
100%.
sellout. You sell your soul. If you give up that, it's just like Kanye. He's like, oh, I'm just they can't control me and all blah blah blah. No, you if you're not a part of the game, if you're not a part of the psyop that they're pushing, of course they have to spew out part of the truth, but they're not going to let you. They're not going to let you talk. They're not going to let you speak. They're not going to let you move. They're not going to let you live. They're not going to let you do whatever you want to do. No.
Correct.
Yeah, you're not gonna get a platform.
You're going to get a platform to speak some truth and some not. Just if you're paid or not.
Yeah,
If
you don't end up on the Hollywood Boulevard for no reason.
No, you're not. You're not going to be part of the club and then not. It doesn't happen that way. Because
No.
if you say, okay, I'm part of the club, and then you say, oh, I want to back out, they're going to be like, you're dead.
Yep.
You're dead. And
No, they have so much blackmail on them, they wouldn't even consider it. They already know. They already know what's hanging over their head.
yeah, they don't mess around. You're part of
No.
it, and you're going to be a part of it. And in time, somebody's going to play the role. They're going to be like, okay, well, this is your time to do this or your time to do
You
that.
know why it's hard to believe? Because exactly, they all have a role to do. They all have a job. Like that little secret society that Chuck, I think one of you guys posted. It shows these children, conditioning the youth audience into a secret society, or at least accepting it, normalizing it. I forgot what I was saying.
That's what
I'm
you
back.
get, Mister.
I know, right?
Don't mouth off. Don't do it.
Hey, let me say something about blackmail real quick. When I first started looking into this stuff, it was with Alex Jones, of course, like 15 years ago,
Yeah,
and
I
he
believe
had
that.
a guy, one of the ex that worked for I don't know if it's CIA. What's that agency where they maybe it was Homeland Security, but anyway, they let him put some stuff out, and I remember hearing him say, and I think this was true, he said that with the Big Brother and with all the intelligence, they have everybody blackmailed. And the thing about it is, when you
Wow.
actually sell your soul, when you go to that next level, you have to do stuff like
Yeah,
sacrifice your loved one or
yeah,
something that they get so well documented where they own you. You can't get out. You know what I mean? Because if
Yeah.
you try to get out, I mean, they have everybody blackmailed. I mean, they have all their, I mean, they even make them do crap just so they can control them.
if you're not a part of the club, you're not a part of the club anymore
Right.
because they
Yep.
they don't let you in and out. You're
No.
in, you're in, you're in.
If they
That's
can't
it.
trust you, they can't use you. You know what I mean?
Well, and there might be a time we're going to go like, Chuck, okay, well, it's time for you to say that you're a child molester.
Mm-hmm.
It's time for you.
Oh, man.
I'm just saying. That's what they
No, I
do.
know that's what they do. They're really extreme with
But
it.
I'm just saying, Chuck, it's your time. That you're going to have,
Mm.
we're going to say that you're a child molester.
Let's use Sergio for an example on that one. No,
I'm the one that lives in California, right?
there you go. Yeah, La La Land.
Well, since he's in California, it would make sense.
Hey, like for example, Bruce Jenner.
Oh man,
You know what I mean? Think about it. When back in the
who's
80s,
that?
when he was the Olympic. Remember he won all those Olympic gold medals and stuff.
Oh,
And
we
what they told
remember.
him, they said, look, you get all this fame, but somewhere down the road, you're going
Yeah,
to have
you're
to
going to
do
have to
something
pay
for
your
us.
price.
Yeah, and he's like,
And you're,
sure, yeah, whatever,
yeah,
anything.
okay. And now
And
he's wearing high heels.
imagine that call he got one day. He's like, say what? You want me to do what?
That's such a perfect
Imagine,
example.
Yeah, exactly.
imagine just him considering this every single day as he looks in the mirror
Yeah,
and
he's
gets
like,
ready.
damn it,
Yeah.
I don't want to wear heels.
Like you have like stuff inside your face, and like you look like you're
He's
swollen,
like, I
and
don't want to put
you look
eyeshadow
like a
on
monster.
today.
That
Yep.
sucks.
Oh my goodness.
Well, if you guys want, I think I have like 3 more to go through,
All right,
and then a few funny space clips.
Do it.
let's do it.
So this one is about mathematical model for the helicopter, how they operate, its equations, and whatnot. So go to page 25, I believe. This is on NASA. We see that the helicopter equations of motion are given in body of axis with respect to a flat, non-rotating Earth. Okay, that's again NASA. That's what 1, 2, 3, 4 strikes. In the military, 1, 2, 3. Here's the third one for the military. It says in, I'll remember this, 3.2. It says in the document titled an energy budget model to calculate the low atmosphere, it should be low atmos or low atmos hemisphere, profiles of effective sound speed at night, 2003. Oh man, another one. Cool. So if you go back down, I think it goes 3.1, it shows, I have allergies, so watch out. It shows, I have it highlighted. Oh well, it's right here. Again, it's basically going to tell you that it's a flat Earth, okay? Right here. 3.2. Approximation of short range acoustic. That word. So to briefly examine short range acoustic attenuation at night, we use the low atmosphere profiles with speed temperature and relative humidity, shown before, as input to a flat, non-rotating, non-turbulent
Boom.
acoustic propagation model. There's another one, so I'm going to close these, and then I have 2 more. This one is, what was that? What page was that? Page 2. Page 2 shows right there, and this is from NASA. Singular arc time optimal climb trajectory of aircraft in a 2-dimensional wind field. Excuse me. Okay. My allergies are really crazy. They've been spraying like crazy up here. So in part 2, section 2, I don't know what I just did. I'm trying to be professional over here. I don't even know what I'm doing. Part 2,
Man,
same
that's a
thing.
lot
It
of
says
work you did, man. We appreciate that. That's awesome.
absolutely.
I don't know about the professionalism. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Well, right here, I'm trying to zoom in. I'll just hold it.
No,
It says,
Sergio, I love
Thanks.
you. I love you, brother. I'm just kidding. I'm just trying to make light of everything. But no, continue on, please.
Okay. So it says in our minimum time to climb problem, the aircraft is modeled as a point mass and the flight trajectory is strictly confined to a vertical plane and non-rotating flat Earth. This is from 2003, right? I don't know. It's not good. Let's see. It'll say right here. And you can look all this up. You guys ask me later, and I'll drop everything in a comment after this is Moffett, California, 94035. Interesting. You think they'd be over there, and where are they at? Houston. You say we have a problem. That's where you live, Michelle. All right.
Houston, we have a problem.
Here's another one. Here's the last one. Vision-based mobile target geo localization and target discrimination. And it's referring to military and NASA, not the race discrimination, using base detection theory. I don't know what that is, but that's something I'll probably look into later. Base detection theory. See if I highlighted this one. Isn't it interesting that all this is there for anyone to find? Okay, right here. Okay, now right there. You guys there? Oh, here it is.
Yeah, here.
Okay, so geolocating using extended
We are here.
the Kalman filter, flat Earth model. That's the equation. Range estimation using flat Earth assumption. So for whatever they're doing in this vision-based mobile target geolocalization, whatever they're doing here, they're using a flat Earth to find for their equations, for their results. The conclusions all are based off of a flat Earth. So there's that.
You said you had some funny videos?
Yeah. 1 second. Yeah, I have some funny videos that I want to share.
Are those the ones that you shared with me?
Yeah, you have them?
I already have them tabbed up.
Awesome. Thank you, Michelle. I'm
Yeah.
gonna take a break.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Sergio, for doing that. That's way too much for me to deal with right now.
That was a lot of work. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
So you
it's
guys
cool.
know that he went to church today, and then he knew that he had all this to handle, and to look up these documents and to present them before we went live tonight. So I appreciate you, Sergio, for doing that.
Absolutely.
I want everybody to understand and know how much work that was. It was
Thank
a
you.
lot.
Appreciate it. Yeah, just go ahead and get me a spaghetti dinner, and we'll call it even.
Hey, you want to put your GoFundMe link in there or your PayPal?
No, it's a Go Fraud Me link.
Go fraud me
Well,
account. Hey.
I think I'm starting a Patreon. No, just kidding.
I can start a Patreon. I like to Go Fraud Me better.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're gonna go ahead. Uh, first of all, let's do this. Let's see if I can do this. Because I was thinking about this earlier. Let's see.
How many we got on, Chuck?
31. You're getting a lot of thank yous in the comments.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Okay, so StreamYard has changed a lot of stuff, and I wish that you guys could watch me look up something. But this is one of the videos. I want to explain this video before I do this real
That
quick.
person's scary too. Just heads up.
Yeah. But I want to explain this video because that now I lost my train of thought. Let me see here. Still thinking.
Come on, Michelle. What's wrong? No, I'm just kidding.
It's been a rough week, I'm telling you.
I hear you. Yeah.
Oh, it's been crazy.
How you doing, Dub? You hanging in there, man?
Yep, doing good.
Yeah, he's getting
Awesome.
ready to probably turn in. He's not definitely he's about
Yeah.
50%.
Yeah, but I wanted to
Oh,
see
wow.
some of these videos.
We appreciate you coming on here. It made you feel bad.
Yeah.
I just want to let you guys know that since we've been taking his blood pressure to make sure that his blood pressure is okay, I've always had normal blood pressure. And so I started taking mine. And I found out that I have high blood pressure. And I'm like almost too high. And last week my head hurt so bad, but it wasn't allergies or anything. I'm pretty scared. Not scared because I'm just saying that it's not normal for me, but my blood pressure is high. So I was like, wow, his is low, mine's high. My stomach's been messed up, his has been messed up. I've had a headache ongoing for over 7 days.
Yes.
It's just really weird. And I never knew. I've always had normal blood pressure, and not now, not anymore. So I'm gonna start changing my ways. But anyway, can you guys see this? Let me see. There we go.
Yep.
I think I got it. So I wanted to say this real quick. If nobody understands and knows what a light year is, a light year is 6 trillion miles. 1 light year. So I just
Thank you. I didn't know that. Honestly.
That's what they say.
1 trill. Okay.
Just 1 light year is 6 trillion miles. Of course, it's 6 trillion.
Oh, 6 trill. Okay.
6 trillion. But to
So
put that
just-
in perspective, that's I've been driving for 25 years and I've only drove about 2.5 million. So a trillion
Wow.
is 999 billion plus another billion. You know what I mean? It's just
Keep on trucking, Zach.
cartoon figures.
So 1 light year is 6 trillion miles. Just one. Okay? So listen to this dumb girl. This male. Anyway.
It's male.
Exactly.
Discovery made right here in San Diego County will make its public debut in our skies starting tonight. A green comet will pass Earth for the first time in 50,000 years.
Okay, so 50,000
years.
So that's in caveman years. All right. So who was the person that documented the first one?
There's a green smear on the screen.
So who documented 50,000 years ago? Who?
Isn't the scientific method supposed to be
Who?
testable, repeatable, provable? You know,
Yeah.
Who was it? Was it Captain Caveman number
Captain
2?
Caveman.
Was it? I mean, think about that. Who documented 50,000 years ago the first one?
It's
I don't
real,
know.
Michelle.
They were
It's
spacing
real.
out.
It's real. It's real. So anyway, I had to highlight that one.
CBSA's Shannon Handy is looking up.
To see the green comet, you're going to need binoculars or a
That's a man.
telescope, and you're going to have to move away from the city and go to our local
Definitely
mountains
look
or
at that
desert
jawline.
to get a clear
Yeah.
view of the night sky. This is a picture of the so-called green comet. Starting today, it will be closest to the sun and is expected to become even brighter as it nears Earth in early February.
Uh-huh.
It does not pose any danger. The closest it will get is about 27 million miles.
Dennis Mamana is a local astronomer. He says to understand why this is a big deal, you have to know where comets come from in the first place.
It's a chunk of ice that is left over from the birth of our solar system. When one of these things
Bullshit.
close
Excuse me,
enough to
guys.
us, we
I
can
didn't mean
take measurements of its size.
Bullshit.
Got a little cough coming on.
Of its speed,
I know.
we can figure out where it came
I feel sick.
from. We can figure out what it's made of. And that tells us about the birth of our solar system.
He looks so honest.
As for this particular one, the green hue is the result of
The
its
green
chemical
hue.
makeup.
Usually a signature of what's called diatomic carbon or cyanogen in the atmosphere of the comet.
I swear
I
they're
got to
making,
do a video on this one.
okay.
It looks
I
like a
swear
smudge on the screen.
they're making up names. They're making up
Absolutely.
vocabulary. They're making it up. I mean,
Yeah.
the hue, you know, and we're not in Star Trek.
So, beam me up, Scotty.
Yeah. Telling you.
When that gets excited by sunlight, it tends to glow green.
The comet was first discovered in March of last year by astronomers using.
Okay, so what the heck
When
is
it
this
gets
thing? What is that? What is that thing? What by any means is that thing right there? What's that gonna prove anything?
Good question.
That's the Lucifer telescope, isn't it?
That's
In
science.
Arizona?
That's what?
Science, okay. There's
what?
a telescope in Arizona called Lucifer that's owned by the Vatican. I don't think that's it because I think in Arizona, the desert. So, but
Yeah, that's definitely not Arizona.
at any rate, go ahead.
Story in California.
Just saying.
In a wide field survey camera at the Palomar Observatory, which has been around since 1928, but it hasn't been visible without specialized equipment until tonight, making an appearance for the first time in 50,000 years.
Wow.
It's not something you can see with.
Look at all those people. They're observing.
Michelle,
How do they know it was 50? I mean, think about it. How do they know it was 50,000 years ago? I mean,
That
really.
was my whole point.
Yeah.
What?
when was that thing first opened? You said 1920?
Yeah.
Can you go back really quick?
All right.
I just want to hear the year really quick.
How far back do I go?
Just like right there.
Okay.
50,000
It's
years.
been around since 1928, but it hasn't been.
Okay, pause it.
1920.
1920. Okay, we're in the year 2023. That's almost 100 years ago that it's just been hanging out, not doing anything. She says, but it hasn't been. They haven't been able to use it till today.
Yeah, come on now.
This is what she says.
Because we don't have the technology, and we never did. Yeah, sure.
We destroyed that technology. It's a painful process to build it back to.
We had electricity way before they told us we had it. Way before. Has anybody ever known or seen that? The melted buildings and
melted? Yeah.
Yeah, the melting
Yeah.
buildings. Yeah. So, yeah, all the antennas we've had antennas on boats and oh my gosh. It goes way far back. People, I mean, our history is nothing, they tell us. I mean, we've been lied to all of our lives
Right.
about everything. Everything.
Yep.
The world is a stage. I digress. I'm just
Yeah, they don't lie about some stuff. They lie about everything.
kidding. Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Invisible
Well,
without
at any rate.
specialized equipment until tonight, making an appearance for the first time in 50,000 years.
The 5 people that are looking up. Look at them. They're like, okay, everybody look up.
Exactly.
Because that's a lot of people.
It's not something you can see with your naked eye, correct?
Of course not.
No, you can see it with a small telescope or binoculars if you know exactly where to aim them.
The best time is during the early morning hours after midnight from an area far from city lights. You'll have an even better chance if you wait a few more weeks as it makes its way closer to Earth.
February 10th, it will appear fairly close to the bright planet Mars in our sky.
The green comet won't be quite as visible compared to the...
What the heck is that? A house on top of a house on top
It
of a house?
is. It is. Look at that's a house up there.
Who would build
What
anything
is
like that?
that?
I mean, think about that. Look at that. Does that look real? Does it look
It's real. It's real.
real? Come on. I mean, really.
They're what they're doing. Okay, hold on, wait. What they're doing is obviously they're showing you the the comet in the background, right? Okay, and they're showing you this house. So what they're basically saying without saying it is that if you believe this, I'll say if you believe this, it's you have to be. Yeah, if you believe that house is real, because the comet's in the background, right? And that's why they're showing it.
Well,
So if you believe that's real, then you're gonna believe anything.
well, look, it's a purple house with a chimney on top.
Wow.
I mean, look at that. It's like a modular.
It's hanging
house.
off the edge. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, on top of
I
a
didn't
house,
see
on
that.
top
Yeah.
of a house, on top of whatever the heck it's on.
Wow.
I mean, it's a purple one. They like their color purple with a chimney. With a chimney.
Brick.
Santa Claus could come through there. I'm just kidding. I'm just saying. All right. Anyway.
Comet, which flew across our skies back in 2020. Still, astronomers and star lovers alike are excited. Many posting about it on social media, saying to have a chance to spot something not seen since the Stone Age is a once-in-a-lifetime event everyone should experience.
If you'd
How
like to
do they
take a look
know?
at a live webcam tonight or get tips on where to look in the
They don't. That's a man.
That's
sky, just log on to CBS8.com and click on this story. For CBS 8, I'm Shannon Handy.
Very cool. Thanks, Shannon.
Shannon Henny. What? Go ahead.
Michael and I.
Oh, I just said yikes.
The green comment. All right. So, let's see if I can, if it'll let me switch. Hold on.
There's no such thing as Stone Age. See, that's the deception. When God created Adam and Eve, they were a lot smarter. They lived to be like 900 years old. So as time moves on, people get weaker and dumber. They don't get stronger, like they say. It's like totally the opposite of what they tell you.
It actually, you're right. It actually even says that in Jasher, how I forgot when this one person was born, the age and
Yeah, it says that in Second Esdras too.
because of the separation that he did.
Mm-hmm.
Really? Okay. There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
It's like when you make a copy, when you copy something
shout it
over
out.
and over and over again. Oh, did you boot her out? We just boot her. Yeah.
I don't know.
How does she get booted
But
out of her
anyway,
own
yeah,
live
you're
stream?
saying. Hey, you're back.
Thank
Oh,
goodness
she's
you
back.
guys were
What
there.
happened?
You're like, darn it. Just kidding. Darn
You better be good. You better be good. We were talking.
That's what I get for talking shit.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me see. I have to screen share. I have to find. I don't even know. Look, Russia sending space up. Video. 6-year-old.
We're spacing out tonight, right?
Yeah. Let's see. This is the one. Yeah. Let's do this one. You guys see that one?
See it? Yep.
You know, we needed a good laugh. All three of us. Four of us.
You needed a good laugh to see me get knocked out of my own stream. I see how it is. Let me do this real quick. All right. Now.
All right, Chuck, better. You're out.
Cut her off.
NASA has announced the discovery of a new Earth-sized planet orbiting its star's optimistic habitable zone.
What?
Scientists say liquid water could be present at some point in the planet's history.
What?
Do you see the name of that? Optimistic inhabitable zone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Optimistic.
Oh, we can all move there and live there, okay? Don't knock it. I'm just kidding.
We gotta colonize Mars, yeah.
Yeah.
The planet TOI 700E is a part of the TOI 700 system and is roughly 95.
Oh, Michelle, real quick.
It sounds like the new variant that's coming through. I'm so sorry.
You know TOI? You know what that means, right?
The what?
TOI is toy. They just replaced the Y with the I. They replaced the Y with the I. So it's basically like this toy, you know, they're saying it's a toy.
Yeah.
The planet is named toy. Yeah.
Not surprised.
It looks so fake, though. It's got to be real.
That's right. That's right. Don't knock him. Well, don't knock him. He's on my thumbnail.
Percent the size of Earth. It likely has a rocky surface, according to NASA. 3 other planets were previously discovered in the TOI 700 system. TOI 700D is also in the habitable zone. NASA said this is one of only a few systems with multiple small habitable zone planets that they know of. TOI 700E takes 28 days to orbit its star, a small red dwarf star located around 100 light years from Earth. The planets have all been discovered by NASA's Transiting Exoplanet Survey satellite, or TESS.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for...
No, we don't.
Did you catch that? 100 light years from Earth.
I caught that.
Let's play it again.
We're checking out the...
Have all been discovered by NASA's Transiting Exoplanet Survey satellite, or TESS. TOI. NASA said this is one of only a few systems with multiple small habitable zone planets that they know of. TOI 700E takes 28 days to orbit its star, a small red dwarf star located around 100 light years from Earth. The planets have all been discovered by NASA's
Michelle.
Huh.
You know what, though? 98 or probably 99% of the population are buying this garbage. You know what I mean? So they don't...
Yes.
That's just what's so frustrating.
They buy everything, okay? You believe in God, but you're going to believe in the Big Bang.
See, now we have trans planets. You know, it's not bad enough that we got trannies, you know, people. Now we got trans planets.
We got trans planets.
Planets.
We got new planets that are coming. They're being born.
Yeah, new planets that have some habitable zones.
Talk about a fish story.
Yeah.
And they're buying it. Crazy ass shit. Sorry, guys. Let's see.
Well, you can tell it's real because it looks so fake.
That's right.
Honestly.
That's right.
Tell us, Elon.
You just sounded just like him, too.
He did.
Well, I've been practicing.
Hi, Ellen. Good to see you. Oh goodness, you did sound like Elon Musk. I mean, you might want to.
Yeah, honestly, when I said it, I thought the same thing.
You might want to check your voice. I'm just kidding.
We might have to do a trans investigation on Sergio.
Oh man! Earlier it was what was it earlier? Now it's trans investigation.
Yeah.
I see what's going on here. I see what's going on.
So we have one more. Let me see if I can find it. NASA bright green comet, 6-year-old video, space out, Russia, right here. That's it. Let's see. All right, here we go.
Russia is launching a mission to rescue 3 people from the International Space Station. The Soyuz capsule meant to bring the 2 cosmonauts and 1 astronaut back to Earth was damaged after being hit by a
Just so you guys know, this is real.
meteoroid. Russia's space agency is sending a new one. The 3 crew members, including an American, will remain aboard the ISS for another few months before it arrives. For more on all of this, let's bring in CBS News space analyst Bill Harwood at the Kennedy Space Center in Florida. Bill.
Because he's an expert.
It's real and it's not underwater.
Hey,
Huh.
where is one video on the construction of the space station? I haven't seen one video about that.
Oh, we destroyed that technology. And,
Good remember it, Serge.
Yep.
You are the wiener. that was classic. That was totally 100% classic. You win. You win the fight. You win the show tonight. Good job.
First of all, how much danger is there because of this leak?
Well, if you think about it like a rescue mission, it's a rescue mission in the sense that they're stranded on the station until this new Soyuz gets there. And by the way, it should be.
Just so you guys understand, it's going to take them to the end of February for them to rescue these people. So, just so you know.
There in late February. So it's not that far off. But as you said, they're going to be up there for several months beyond that because that's how these flights get scheduled. You go up for 6 months at a time, and they're going to stay up until the fall time frame when another crew will then come out
with a straight face too.
They're not in any.
Russia. Look at
while
her.
we wait, we're just gonna play with these toys.
Yeah,
they got
like,
toys up there.
Happy New Year! Yay! It's so good.
Immediate danger. The space station
production,
is as healthy
wow.
as it has been. There's no threat to the crew right now. The real question is, what would happen if a real emergency develops between now?
He doesn't need to wear a shirt underneath. He's all buff and stuff.
Did you hear? He said, "What would happen if a real emergency happened?"
Hold on, Michelle. Michelle, why is he all red?
I don't know. But, this is not a true emergency, people.
Okay.
Does that look like a beehive in the background? Or is that a pineapple?
It's a bag of lemons.
Are you sure? Because it looks like it could be a bag. No. It looks like a bag of pineapple, or not a bag of pineapple, but it looks like a beehive. I don't know what the heck that is. That's not real.
Why don't these women ever tie their hair? When I watch stuff like this with my wife, she says the same thing. She says, "No lady's gonna do that."
Yeah,
because it doesn't look as fake. If you can see the hair.
I tie my hair. I have hair down to my butt. Okay, but I have to have my hair up all the time. I couldn't imagine it floating around in space. Oh, that's right, because there is no space. But if there were, with my hairspray and all, I definitely have to have it under control. Just saying.
Now, and when the new spacecraft gets there.
Look at her. She's all happy.
there. How would they get home
It's all
in that
bouncing.
case if they had to evacuate the station? And they're studying those options right now.
Okay, now I believe it.
Do you really do you really believe it?
And they always do their little somersault. As they
That was good because I didn't see any cable.
It was there.
I'm sure it was there, but I didn't see it. They
Yeah,
did
but why
good
do they have to do the same flip?
because they were distracting. One was going forward, the other was going backwards, so they had to like distract so that you couldn't look at either or.
Focus your attention on
And
something
so,
else.
a micrometeoroid. Explain to me what is that, and how dangerous is a micrometeoroid when it's flying around?
And so, why are we talking about Russia?
Because it's their
You'll find out.
Why are we questioning
Russia?
We're still hanging out up there with Russia.
Yeah, their cosmonauts are stranded up there.
Yeah, those poor Russia. And they're gonna
Well, time out. Pump the brakes. Look at that guy's name. John Dickerson. I mean, come on. How come nobody noticed that?
Prime time with John Dickerson.
Yeah, NASA, and their Johns. I mean, NASA likes the penises.
Look at his face. Look at his face right now. He was like, "Yeah, I'm proud."
Oh, these guys suck. Watch, keep going. They suck. Terrible actors.
You know, when we see pictures from space, John, it always looks like things are moving in slow motion, doesn't it? You know, but they're actually moving at more than 17,000 miles an hour in Earth orbit. And just to put that into perspective, that's more than 80 football fields per second. Okay, that's
80 football fields per second.
Now look at the launch.
That's kind of like 80 trillion light years away. That's the way I look at it.
That's just material in low Earth orbit. But in this case, they're talking about a tiny rock fragment about 1 millimeter wide that came in from deep space. Those things are traveling much faster than that, or can be anyway. And so when you
those look like bubbles to me.
Bubbles in space.
Bubbles in space. That looks like bubbles.
you think about that amount of energy hitting something, it packs quite a punch. And in this case,
yeah, we can tell.
It just happened to hit a coolant line on the Soyuz, and it allowed all the coolant to spill overboard, so they don't have a way to keep the electronics on that spacecraft cool. That's the problem.
Yeah.
And does the International Space Station have enough, and do they prepare for this kind of thing? I mean, they have enough food, water, oxygen, so forth to sustain until everybody's okay?
Everybody's okay?
Yeah, good question. They absolutely do. They have plenty of supplies on board. So in this,
listen to this.
Okay, I'm sorry, but the guy that's
Oh,
commenting,
yeah, go ahead.
no, the guy that's commenting here, everything that's okay.
case, it's not going to be an issue. And remember, unpiloted cargo ships routinely go to the station. They can send up food, clothing, spare parts, things like that. So again, the crew's not in any immediate danger, but they're definitely taking this seriously.
They've been up there for I don't know how long, and they're going to be up there for I don't know how long.
Hey, who took that picture right there?
You
know what I mean?
NASA?
It's like, who took the picture?
NASA.
They give us all these CGI pictures, and it's like there's got to be another space station up there. Yeah, there's two space stations.
Yeah, that would be my first guess. Is NASA? Blame it on NASA. Just kidding.
It's the first time in the more than 20 years the station has been permanently staffed that they've had a problem like this where one of their lifeboats.
They've been permanently staffed, so look at them. They're ready to rock and roll.
Can't be used, and they've got to send up as you said, a rescue ship.
And our last question here, Bill, we're talking about the Russians and the U.S. cooperating. The Russians are going to withdraw from the ISS in a year, but for now, this is an area where they're getting along and cooperating, U.S. and Russia.
Yeah, it really has been for a long time. And they're not pulling out in a year. They've simply said they haven't yet
They're not pulling out in a year. Come on now.
given approval to how long they're going to stay with the ISS. NASA and its partners want to stay until the end of the decade. It's unclear yet how long the Russians will stay, but you've hit the nail on the head. This is one of the rare areas where the U.S. and Russia still cooperate on a daily basis, very collegial. They respect each other. They get the job done across multiple time zones and languages, and the political turmoil in the world. It really is an
They're so full of shit. Sorry.
International Space Station.
I still can't get over Johnson
They've done a pretty
Dickerson.
good job of making that.
Who? Oh,
Johnson
yeah,
Dickerson.
Yeah, he is. Got a good name.
That work.
All right, Bill Harwood getting the job done.
It's like
for
it's
us.
like
Thank you,
Dick
Bill.
Scobie.
They just called him Phil.
I think that's the guy interviewing him.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm just kidding. Anyway, so, this is good. Very good.
Yeah, that was good.
Those were some good videos, Sergio.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I saw those and I was, I saw those and I was like, I got to show these to Michelle.
Oh, yeah. Well, I tabbed them up as soon as you sent them. Had to look at them. They were good. Purple Rain. Oh. Thank you, Mr. Fake President. I'm so glad that you're here to share.
We don't have time for a meeting of the Flat Earth Society.
Oh, okay. I was waiting for you to say that.
You'll never see it coming.
I know, right? You doing okay, Dub?
Doing okay. I'm gonna go retire for a little bit.
Okay, so Dub is gonna go lay down. You want to say something before you leave?
I hope everybody's enjoyed the show tonight. I think it's been a very good one. Happy to see everybody here.
Hey, love you, Dub, man. I hope you take care of yourself, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do.
Yes, sir.
What I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
I think we're all trying to do it.
Michelle had to abandon her being feeling real bad all week and shift her attention to me. So, and I appreciate her more than anyone can imagine.
You're in good hands. You're in good hands.
Yeah.
But it shows you who your true friends are, though.
Yeah.
Times like that.
It does.
Well, that includes all of you on my panel.
Yep. For sure.
Well, get some rest and hopefully you can catch this or listen to it or either way.
Yeah, man.
We're all gonna be thinking about you.
I'll do that.
Have a good night, sir.
Enjoyed being here, and we'll see y'all next week.
All right, man. Take it easy.
All right.
I love you, Dub.
Love you.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
I love you more.
I love you more. Yeah, he's.
Yeah, I love this lady.
All right. Give him a minute. All right. If you need anything, just let me know, okay? That's my best friend, y'all. Just so everybody knows. That's my best friend. Anyway, give me 1 second. Take it over, Chuck.
Take it over, Sergio.
All right. No, I'm just kidding. So
You got
what's going on,
anything?
everybody? Well, it's raining out here in California. Like I said, they've been spraying and it looks like they're trying to, well, they succeeded. getting into drizzle out here.
It's
You
real
can
cold
always,
here.
yeah. Something that I wanted to ask you guys, actually, I want to do a little experiment myself. I'm going to get a cup or something. But I know that when it rains, I like to put cardboard floor mats in the front seat, the driver and passenger of the car. And just so it'll soak it up and your feet are not getting the pedals all soaked. Because my wife, she hops in and out of the car a lot while she's, going house to house or facility to facility visiting our patients.
Mhm.
And likewise, me too, just running errands in the rain. So going to class, whatever. I noticed that when the rain dries and then it's time for me to remove those cardboard floor mats that's on top of the regular floor mats, I noticed that the water dries into these white pellets. Looks like little white rocks, almost like plant food. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I haven't heard about the cardboard thing before.
Check it out. I'll see what I can do and put it together and show you what I'm talking about. You can post it or something. It's really interesting, and it's only noticed recently up here. Right, I say up here because it's the high desert, closer to the firmament, closer to the spring. Unfortunately.
Yeah. Just imagine with all the spraying when it does rain. Try to imagine
Yeah.
what's actually in that water that's coming down. It's like who knows what they're. I remember a while
Exactly.
back.
Yeah.
Do you remember? Do you remember back when Alex Jones they mocked him for saying it, but I believe it was kind of like truth in plain sight when he said that the frogs they were changing the sex of the frogs. And if you think
Okay.
about it now, I mean, look at all the people that are saying they're transgender. I mean, come on. I mean,
I see
they're
what you're
putting
saying.
hormones. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's a good point. I knew they were doing it with with the and I don't know. I don't know. But I just have this really big feeling that they're doing it to the gay community. That's where the gay community comes from, is people doing too much drugs or party drugs. It maybe increases their lust. I don't know. But you see it in the gay community, heavy drug use.
Oh yeah, that's definitely goes hand in hand.
Mhm.
I'm
I
back.
used to work in a call center, and that's where I found that out. Hey, Michelle.
Quit talking about her
How's
now.
good?
Okay, no,
Did
it's
he
good. It's
was
good.
he able to sit down or lay down?
Stop
Okay.
being rude. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, you guys. I love you guys.
I love you too.
Was,
Hey, you got anything else
all right?
typed up?
Say that again.
Both at the same time.
Go ahead.
I was just asking if he was able to sit down fine. She could hear me.
I didn't hear
Go ahead,
you.
Chuck.
He
Go ahead,
was
Chuck.
asking about Dub. Is Dub okay?
Yeah, he's laying down. Yeah, he's laying down. He's he's not out of the woods yet.
Can I make a request real quick?
Yeah.
30 people in here. You guys say a prayer for Dub.
Thank
Pray
you.
for his salvation, for his health.
Yeah,
And
please.
pray for Michelle to give her strength to take care of him.
Yep. I honestly believe, now that you brought that up, I honestly believe Dub his heart is softened to salvation, to the gospel of Jesus Christ. If I could, Michelle, really quick, just share something. She just that she prayed for him, and it's something that was a first, and that he allowed her to do it. And to me, it's proof that whoever's praying for him, I know I am. I'm praying for his salvation. You can clearly see that he's becoming open to it. I was even a little, hesitant on the post I put for him. It shows a picture of my daughter, and I just want to let him know that Jesus knows who he is and that Jesus loves him, because it's true. What I'm saying is, I believe God's working on his heart, and please keep praying for his salvation.
Well, it's not a coincidence that he's here with all these Christians
No.
around him. You know what I mean? So,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, And there are no coincidences, you know.
I just want to say thank you. Um, Let me just say this is that it's been really hard for me, and I'm not trying to. I don't want to go on anybody's heartstrings or anything, but it's been really hard, and we're talking about my best friend, and been a rough road. This last week, very trying, and I'm not feeling well myself. Um, just saying thank you, Sergio. Thank you, Chuck, and thank you everybody for praying. Um, I really appreciate it, and I know he does too.
Yeah, we love you, Michelle. There's nothing easy about
Awesome.
life. You know what I mean? It's hard, you know, to kick you in the butt. It's just nothing easy about it.
Here, thank you, Travis. Uh, yeah. Anyway, um, I'm telling you, my shoulders are heavy. Um, but I also know that I have to put all the weight. I have to put all the weight.
You know, we get it. I mean, you don't have time to be sick or feel bad because you're putting his needs. That's that mother's instinct, you know what I mean? Is kicking in. The protection, you know.
Hard week. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and go on with the show. And
Well, we don't have to go that much longer. I mean, it's been 2 hours and 15 minutes. We can go a little bit longer. And I mean,
yeah,
I'm gonna probably go to bed in a little while.
yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. I was telling, I hope you guys can hear me. I have bad audio, but I was telling another friend how we all go through these dark days. You know, for me, sometimes I'll disappear for like 2, 3 days. It feels longer, maybe. I just don't want to deal with anything or anyone. Not that anyone did anything. It's just me, just going through it. And I'm just thankful that when I am ready to come around, I got friends waiting for me, and you know, it's awesome to have this community. I was I was a little hurt, a little disappointed, a little upset when I found out the truth about RV. And then lately, recently this week, with Ben, no, not Ben, so what's his name? Daniel. That's RV's name. But Daniel from Daniel Pratt. You know, just certain
Yeah, that
people
was
that,
rough.
you, yeah, and whatever, just certain people that you don't think are going to
Yeah,
do certain things, and you find
you
out.
can't put your
But
faith in any man.
no, I'm just thankful that I have friends right here. You know, Chuck, Michelle. Even when I'm not on here, you know, the chat. I get so much comfort from chatting with you guys and just being there too. I'll tell other people who are searching, seeking, you know, for a good community. You don't need to follow those big channels. You don't need to be in those chats. You can. I'm not knocking them. I'm just saying, you want real friends. You know, you can find them in these smaller circles. Like look at,
Well,
like, we're there for Michelle, and even my wife. She told me. I'm sorry, Michelle, really quick. She said if we lived over there, honey, she said I would be over there. I want to help them, you know, and that's just awesome. She doesn't even know him. She wants to help. So
let me just say this is um I have more uh I don't even know how to talk. My online friends, and it's just more than that, okay? Um I've had one of the hardest weeks I've ever had to get through. And I'm not going to sit here and I don't want sympathy or empathy or any of that. Um, Sergio, you've been wonderful. Chuck, you've been wonderful. But I'm just telling you, it's been hard, hard, and and that's being real. That's being real. That's about real life. I want people to come on my show, um, to tell me their real story, you know, or to come on to my platform to tell me their real story. Well, this is real for me, um, very real, and of course I'm not going to come on and be like, oh my gosh, woe is me, woe is that, you know. I don't, I
Can
don't want
I?
to. Go ahead.
Yeah. Can I? I just want to say this. This is really important. Michelle, you're putting yourself out there. You're putting the truth out there. And when you're real, when you're sincere, when you love God, I mean, especially being a new believer, you got to realize that there's a spiritual battle. Like it says in the book of Ephesians, chapter 6, it says, our battle's not flesh and blood, but principalities and rulers and high places. I mean, ever since I came on YouTube about 8 or 9 years ago, I'm telling you, I mean, the spiritual warfare is so real. I mean, it is. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like day to day. You might be feeling
Very
good
well.
for a couple days and things will be going
Yeah.
Yep.
good. And then it
Yep.
feels like you get hit by a bus. You know what I
Yep.
mean? It's like, where did this come from? And I
Yeah.
mean, you literally, the Apostle Paul tells you in the book of Thessalonians that you got to pray without ceasing. That means during your day when you're just, your thoughts in your mind, you got to literally be praying for strength. You know what I mean? We have to pray without ceasing because when you put yourself out there, you get a target on you. You know what I mean? The devil, he doesn't
Yeah.
want, unless you're controlled, unless you're on his team, he's going to put every roadblock in your way. You know what I mean? He's going to do everything in his power to shut you down. You know what I mean? There's going to be something, some roadblock, but it's just
And
that's just what I wanted to say.
yeah, yeah. That's why the Bible tells us to put on the whole armor of God, because the attacks are going to come. And then, like Michelle, Chuck, even myself, putting ourselves out there, putting the truth out there. Yeah, you're putting a bullseye on your chest, and the enemy, smells blood, and he comes after you. And
Oh yeah.
for me, I'll post like something biblical, and right afterwards, boom, right after it uploads or something, I'll get in, a stupid argument with my wife, or I'll snap at my older daughter or something. I'll feel like a complete jerk for being in emotion. They call it being in the flesh. And I'll say, you see, like the attacks are real. The attacks are real, and why? Because you get weak. You live in the flesh. You don't uh, submit to the Holy Spirit. Why? Because we're just human. It happens. But come back, you bounce back, and I've seen it. I've seen it with Michelle.
Yeah, it's
Look
tough.
at
I mean, it's
David
real.
asked her. I
It's
said,
real. Yeah.
yeah. So it goes back to that. I said, you're gonna have this live stream. She said she didn't know, but she's still here, and I just want to thank you for it. I told her, I said, it's a privilege to be on your panel. And she's like, oh, come on, give me a break, or whatever she said. But seriously, it is, because you're putting this stuff out there. Look how many people show up even afterwards. There's like a few hundred views. And
Yeah, Michelle has a beautiful soul. She's got humility. She has love. Her laugh is infectious. You know what I mean? And that's what attracts people is her heart. I mean, she loves the truth. She loves God. I mean, she's a brand new believer. It's just beautiful. I mean, everything about her is awesome. And
Thank you.
yeah,
no, I mean it is. I mean, the people know this in the chat. They understand that.
yep.
It's so
We
weird.
really appreciate you.
Thank
Mhm.
you. I okay. So on my StreamYard doesn't move as far as the chat is going. It doesn't move. But then I have to like watch my phone to see the comments, which is really weird. It's so crazy. I
Yeah, I know that I'm doing the same thing.
I just want to let you guys know that I'm not here for any of that. I appreciate you guys. It's been one of the hardest weeks I've ever had to deal with, and I'm so sorry. I'm very emotional. I'm a very emotional person. Um, but my best friend is involved in this, and I've never had to deal with, Sergio, like when I was talking to you over the days, and you put me in check, and you said, look, you need to get a grip. I lost my grip, and he was like, is he dying? I said no. And he goes, have you ever had to deal with something like this? And I said no. I've never
Yeah.
had to deal with anybody um passing out in front of me and not responding. And he did it twice, and my best friend in my arms not responding to me is not a good thing. And
Oh, it's scary, especially in his age.
it's the scariest thing that you ever have to deal with. So
I can only imagine what that would
I'm not
seem
trying
like.
to dwell on it, but I'm trying to get people to understand that I haven't had much sleep. Just understand that.
We're here for you. That's what friends are for. You know what I mean? It's like we're family more than anything.
Right.
Yeah, that's why I
It's
tell you.
hard. I mean, I've lost. I mean, I lost my father when I was 18. I mean, life sucks. This
Really?
world. I mean, anybody that puts their faith in this world, when you really think about it, I mean, everybody in the chat, we all understand that this world is ran and controlled by the wicked one. I mean, how can
Yeah.
you not see it? I mean, I shared a video about going down the satanic rabbit hole. If any of you guys haven't seen it, I mean, it's just so obvious. They're not hiding anything anymore. You know what I mean? The gloves are
No.
off. I mean, this is it. I mean, if you don't see it, it's because you don't want to see it.
And what's funny is that,
Mm-hmm.
so he has a blood pressure wristband, and he's got very low blood pressure. And I found out for the first time that I have very high blood pressure. So I was like, wow. And I've always had good blood pressure, and I'm like, maybe that's what made me sick. My headaches and everything are like through the roof lately. And my blood pressure is really high. And I was like, never knew it, never understood it, but yeah, he's going from low and I'm going from high. And we're both sick. It's crazy. Crazy. Just saying.
You know, really quick, I just also wanted to make it clear that earlier when I asked Michelle, when she says I got her in check, what I was trying to do is because I understand, my wife was telling me, and we were talking to each other between phone calls with Michelle and Chuck and end up, we're looking for doctors, and she's talking to her connections and her doctor friends and nurse friends. And we're just trying to help and, trying to, because we knew they didn't want to go to the hospital. So, okay, we had to cancel out, what it might be. And excuse me. Basically, what I'm just saying is that we understood how serious it was and what it could be like, and we knew you didn't want to go to the hospital, so we were just trying to help in any way we can, in any way we could. And for me, okay, I can give you a little story. I was 17 and a half, almost 18, and my best friend died. He was sitting in the car right next to me. So like Chuck. I know your dad died when you were young. That's traumatic. For me, I still think about it, how it happened. Very traumatic, and yeah, I can just get lost in thought. But anyway, so I know what it's like. I know what it's like to lose someone very close to you, or what it would feel like when you don't know, when you haven't been through that. That's why I asked you, because I'm from the hospice industry. So is my wife. She's still in it, and we deal with patients who are terminally ill, who have a date, unfortunately, a time frame, let's say, of when they will no longer be here on Earth, when they're going to die. So when I said that, it was more of a, trying to understand the situation. Like, do you believe that he's going to die right now? Not in a not any kind of rude way, but just trying to understand what's going on. And she said, no. I said, okay, good. She said it with such certainty. I said, okay, good, okay. So that's when I started to calm her down, and I didn't get a grip, but just try to make her understand the situation and just bring her back to reality from someone looking at it on the outside who deals with these types of things more on a daily basis than other people don't. And we've been dealing with this since before the lockdown happened. So, I'm just thankful that we were able to be there for her, honestly. Because being in that situation and not having someone, and it could have been anyone, we didn't have to have this background. We'd still be there for them. But imagine not having that. That's pretty scary. I think that's even scarier. That's my spiel.
Yeah, definitely. Just saying though, I mean that's what the blessed hope is all about. That Jesus Christ, is God. He died for you, rose again on the third day, so that we can live with Him. I mean, we're gonna live forever. This world is just a vapor. I mean, we're here today and gone tomorrow. You know what I mean? And everybody knows what's going on. You can't put your faith. You can't put your faith in any man. Nobody's channel. You know what I mean? It's like somebody always wants to find someone that they can put their hope and faith in. You can't do that. You got to put your faith in God. We're not here alone. You know what I mean? You got to spread the good news as much as you can. Yeah.
Right. I just want to I want to thank you, Sergio, for your whole family for being there, and everybody just keep us in your prayers. I don't want this to be drabby or anything, but thank you, Chuck, and everybody's thoughts. I'm gonna go ahead and call it a night. My best friend is in bed, and he's doing okay. But I just want to say thank you. I wanted everybody to understand and know that it's been a hell of a week, and the longest week I've ever had. It seems like it took forever, a month or a year, coming through. Thank you, everybody. We're gonna go ahead and call it a night. I appreciate you guys.
Thanks again, Michelle, for having me on, and I pray for you guys, and it'll get better.
Yep.
Yeah.
I hope. I pray. Yeah.
It will. It will. And
let's get some rest, and tomorrow will be a new day.
Yeah, I have to start my week.
Yeah.
So thank you, everybody. Thank you, Sergio. Better than gold. I have descriptions, links in the description of my live for you guys to click the links. Please do. Thank you, everybody, for showing up. I appreciate everybody. Until next week, maybe it'll be sooner than later. Who knows? Thank you, Sergio, for everything. Thank you, Chuck. Thank you, everybody in the chat. And we will see you next week. And
yeah, much love, guys. I appreciate it.
I love you guys. Yep. And God bless you all. And we'll all see you next week. I
Yep.
promise.
All right. God bless. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Good night.